I mean, that's a high point. You know, if you get out here in a bus and you're not a family, you know, you can't get along.
You don't belong in the road.
It's miserable.
That's right. So, well, let's take this a little bit on a personal way now. You got Dale.
Yeah.
You got Bill. You got Cody.
Carl. Yeah.
We got the Carl.
Yeah.
We got the bass player. Who would you say is the biggest cut up on the bus tour? We're going to put pressure on you here.
I don't know. I you know, sometimes you probably have to ask the guys, but sometimes it'd probably be between me and Flipper.
All right. Who would you say is the most laid back in the band?
Bill, probably. Carl, Bill.
Okay, the most laid back.
Carl is probably the most laid back, yeah. Carl is definitely probably that.
Who would you say would be your most motivational or inspirational member of the band?
Well, Cody would probably be that.
Cody?
Yeah.
How do you, as far with Cody and his music, and we know with the Confederate Railroad and Cody's style of music, a lot of us have used the term, and you used it too, we talk outlaw. And a definition of outlaw can mean a lot of things to people. It can mean a gangster, it can mean a bad guy. We sometimes use it as just things that are outside of normal.
Yeah.
As an outlaw.
Yeah.
And country, outlaw music, outlaw country music, outlaw country rock. There's so many different people that can fall under that title. Have you, as a musician, and the short time that you've been with Cody, how much of an inspiration has Cody been to you as a musician?
I would say that I learn things constantly from all these guys, and I would say that Cody will like a certain arrangement of something. It's something I wouldn't have thought of. You know, I would say that was a big influence on how he approaches his music, especially in the studio, how he likes to arrange his songs. You know, he also likes to give us features, you know, which is really nice. You know, because a lot of guys don't do that. So he likes to show everybody off that, you know, their picking skills or their playing skills or whatever. So he's a very generous guy, you know. He's a very smart guy. He's very motivated to do what he's doing, and he's really good at it, you know.
So are we safe to say then, as a closeout here from this interview, you're very comfortable with the band, you're having a great time on the road here, you're looking forward to you know, more tours with Cody and the band here. Would you say that the way Cody is with his band is more like a family, and as a unit of one, than just a bunch of guys jamming?
You know, I played 1 billion bands in my lifetime, and I've played professional circuits and everything else. And this band it's better when everybody loves everybody. You have more fun. Musically, the interaction between the players is better because you kind of know where everybody's going to go. You know, you can get away with improvising things, and everybody goes right with you wherever you're going. You know? So I would say it was much better. It was definitely a family situation for sure.
That's good. Well, folks, I'll tell you what we're going to do here. We're going to take another pause here. We're going to take a little station break. That was Chuck, lead guitar player of Cody McCarver's band here. We want to thank you, Chuck, and I know we're going to do a lot more interviews, and we're going to do some filming later. We got about 10 hours of footage that we're going to film between the next 2 days, so I'm sure we'll get an opportunity for folks to see you play. Folks, yeah, well, I mean, we're going to really rock this concert here. So, hey, everybody, Big Greg here on the Let's Get Dirty tour with CMC Promotions, CRR Racing, and the IDP Promotions here, International Dirt. And Chuck, I want to thank you again. We appreciate you being on the show here. We'll get back to you all later. So, folks, don't go nowhere. Stick around. We're going to take a little commercial break. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes. We're going to bring Dale here for an interview. So, Chuck, thank you again. We'll catch you a little bit later on up the road. Thanks again, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Big Greg. Welcome back from the commercial break here with IDP Promotions here, the International Dirt Promotions here. As we're on the tour bus, Cody McCarver's band and Cody heading up to Love Valley, Statesville, North Carolina. And big crowd expected tonight. We're talking possibly 10,000 people here. And if you've ever been to Statesville, North Carolina, you ever been up around Love Valley, trust me, it's a great place to visit. Great little tourist area, but also it's in the heart of the Carolinas, just on the outskirts of the mountains before you get up, about 2.5 hours from the mountains, and about a 2-hour ride up to Virginia. So we expect crowd from north, a little bit from the west and the south, and possibly out of South Carolina. Right now, Big Greg here with CMC Promotions, CRR Racing. We're going to do an interview here with Mr. Dale. Dale here is with the keyboard and sax player here with Cody McCarver band. But first off, Dale, I want to welcome you to the show and welcome to the Let's Get Dirty Tour.
Thanks, man.
Man, how are you today and how's everything going?
I'm doing very well.
That's
good to be here. Good to be here.
Well, let's start off a little bit about Dale and his upbringing and that with music. Dale, how long, first of all, you been involved in music and how'd your career start?
Well, I started playing music, I guess, first memories are 4 or 5 years old. My dad played 7 or 8 instruments, and we'd wake up in the morning, take the ashes out of the fire from the night before, build a fire, my mom would be cooking breakfast. And
some good old biscuits, grits, and everything?
Oh, yeah, biscuit gravy. Dad would get the fire going, and then the next thing that happened was out came the instruments, the guitar, the fiddle, whatever, and we'd sit around the fireplace while we were waiting for Mom to finish breakfast. All right, so you got all that music going on, and you're woken up, brand new day, then you go in and you eat this, this great country breakfast. And you think, how much better can my day get? That's the kind of childhood I grew up.
Let's kind of back up a little bit here. When you say childhood now, are we talking the early days, single digit number, 5, 6, 7 years old?
That's my first memories of actually loving to play music at 4, 5 years old.
So we're safe to say then that you definitely country folk.
Oh, yes.
Raised country. Where are you originally from?
Pottville, Tennessee.
Tennessee. So you're native to Tennessee?
Yes. I live about 20 miles from where Cody is.
Okay, so raised in Morning Hill, Tennessee here?
Sequatchie Valley.
Okay. Life in the country. Let's talk a little bit about life in the country. Bringing up, like we said, we know the food was good.
Oh, yeah.
We know the upbringing was good. We know that youngins had to participate in the chores.
Of course.
And take place with things around the house. And sure, Daddy was governor around the house there. Mama, with
Correcto.
Absolutely. Mom in the kitchen and everything. Typical. What was it like growing up country style for you? And this is actually like a 3-part, but let's bring up country style for you. Normal thing, that's how you was raised and born, brought up?
I was brought up to respect my fellow man, and that you had to earn respect in order to receive it, and that you should treat people the way you wanted to be treated, and that everything else would sort of take care of itself. So,
what's the one thing, as a youngster growing up in the country, that you really still brings back some good fond memories that really sticks in your mind the most?
I started playing professionally when I was 11 and a half, almost 12 years old, with a band called Bobby Boyd and the Playboys. Bobby Boyd, he's written songs for George Jones, Garth Brooks. He was my second cousin. So I started playing professionally when I was about 12 years old, and played 6 nights a week at the Castaways Club in Chattanooga, which was the biggest area around. I mean, population in the little town where I live, less than 1,000 people. Okay. So Chattanooga, I was integrated into it at a very early age. Had to get a union card. I would have never gotten a play in the club. Not a 12 years old. We opened for folks like Little Richard. Matter of fact, I played sax for Little Richard.
Did you really?
Yeah, Chubby Checker, Wayne Coppin, CC Riders.
We're kind of showing our age a little bit, but you know what, though, Dale? There's nothing wrong with reminiscing the good old days, because this is something that we chose. We chose this career, but these are the memories that you carry on life with. You set your goals and your plans. You can share with your family, your kids, your grandchildren. And I didn't mean to jump in on that, but I wanted the fans to understand the reason why we carry these memories and the people that you associate with. Let's kind of make this being a young age, 11, 12 years old, you're on the road, you're touring around, playing with some big names. Every musician that's out there today has inspirations, whether it's a person, a thing, a place, that kind of motivated them into this career. First off, was there anybody that you would say you kind of, brought yourself up around in the music career? Was it a musician? Was it a family member?
Mainly musicians. I mean, my dad, of course. He always played by ear. So do I. Just perfect pitch. My dad and my mom, always positive reinforcement. It was never, oh, well, I don't know if you should do this or not. You know, playing clubs when you're 11, well, they always gave me positive reinforcement. So my dad, who is a great musician, he's, by the way, 93 years old. I still go over to his house from time to time, take my guitar, and he'll play the harp.
There you go.
So he had to be my biggest inspiration.
That's beautiful.
Then, as far as, gosh, there's so many. Because as far as sax players,
throw a bunch of names in the hat. Who's the first one you're going to come up with?
Maceo.
Okay.
James Brown, saxophone player.
Okay.
I thought, yeah, okay, you know, I see what he's doing. I can do this, you know. It just came. It was just.
Was it his style of music, Dale?
Yes, it was his style. Okay. Definitely his style. He had a vibe. He had a sound that just struck me. Just like
alto sax, tenor sax? Tenor sax, okay.
And then I'd have to say, by the time I was 13 and 14, at that time, Bobby Boy and the Playboys, we had started. We had like a five-piece horn section at one time. Well, that's when I first started. By the time I was 14 or 15, our music started heading toward Crosby, Stills, Nash, Neil Young, yeah, and of course Bob Dylan, Neil Young. Those are all some of my
Jeff Beck and all them.
Sure. Yeah. Singer-songwriters, though, they've always managed to touch me. The good ones, you know, the ones that you get. I mean, obviously, there's so many genres of music out there. And being 60 years old, I think a lot of those have filtered into me. Blues, soul, country, mountain music, bluegrass. I think you are a product of
your environment.
Your environment. And musically, that's all I've ever wanted to do.
Well, listen, let me ask you this here. One of my co-hosts used to be on my radio show. They call him the Doc, Mitch Walker. We used to ask all the musicians and people that have come on to our show, and we've had, you know, everybody from Cody McCarver. We had the tour manager from Leonard Skinner. You know, we've had some of the best on there. Natalie Turgeon's been on there. The question we asked, and I'm going to use the Doc's line here. If I had said to you right now, Dale, if I was to go to your CD player in your car or your home, who would you say, what CD be in your player right now?
Well, actually, on the way up here, Wilco, Jeff Twiggy, Wilco.
Okay.
I was listening to them. Also, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club.
Okay.
If you're into that, that's some of the newer stuff that I really find. It's blues, but it's blues with soul. So, I mean, I think they're really great. Gosh, Waylon. I always want to listen to Waylon.
Talking to Godfather music.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
you can't forget that.
Johnny Paycheck, Waylon Jennings, guys like Daryl Singletary,
Billy Joe Shaver.
Billy Joe.
Yeah.
There's so many musicians. You know, we and I'm gonna get off the base here for a minute. We talk about inspirations. You know, Daryl Singletary was very close with Johnny Paycheck in a lot of ways.
Right.
Before Johnny Paycheck passed away, there was a song that was out there, Old Violin.
Right.
Okay. And Daryl Singletary had a request that he wanted to do that song and do the cover of Old Violin for Johnny Paycheck. Johnny Paycheck had given him the permission to go ahead and do the cover, but the only way he would do that song was if he got, now that song that he done, that was the last time Johnny Paycheck ever spoke on a record or on the music was released. I've got it with me, as a matter of fact, I believe. But if you go to YouTube, you go to a place and you download Daryl Singletary, it's the last word spoken by Johnny Paycheck. He passed away that day.
How cool is that?
That's why I say, now that is inspiration.
Yeah. And that's living your dream.
Oh,
Never giving
absolutely.
up.
That's the reason I brought this up for the listeners and for everybody is you've been in music a lot of years now. We're going to get to Cody and the band, but you have a goal, you have a plan. We know what your plan was from the time you were a young boy was to play music.
Exactly.
What would you say your goal would be as a musician right now?
Well, of course, I'm working on my first record of all original stuff. I'm a singer-songwriter.